So did you do the interior before you did the swap, or the swap before the interior?
I did the interior first because I wanted to make it fun to drive.
Exactly.
Because it was so I'm like Spider-Man.
Exactly.
And then it just kind of grew from there. It took on a mind of its own. It's a 1985 Subaru Brat. It came with carbureted flat 4, old school, 4-speed dual range transmission. The 85 was the last year with the jump seats, I believe. After that, they had them for so they can import them $1,000 cheaper, classifying it as a passenger vehicle. It's a chicken tax. I don't remember why it's called that. But then I guess they stopped that in '86 and they don't have them anymore. This one's got the T-tops because I didn't want to get one without the T-tops and then be jealous. So my Forester had just died. I think the head gasket went out. It was my second Subaru, and I was just hooked on the all-wheel drive. I like Brats because, I don't know, like everyone has a Forester, they're cool. Everyone has an STI, they're cool. But you don't see Brats very often. And they got the seats in the back. They're just kind of that nostalgic vibe that I get when I see them. So I was looking on Craigslist for a long time, and then I saw one up in Bellingham. I live in Linwood at the time. And I didn't have money. We just paid rent, everything. I wasn't expecting to buy one. I was just looking just to see. And it was for, it was relatively good price. I drove up there with a friend of mine, and I drove it on the back roads. Everything went fine. There was a little bit of a sputter at one point when I was going uphill and really getting into it. But then I tried to get it to make that sputter again, and I couldn't. So I figured, okay, cool, give him the money. So on the way back home, I was driving fine. As soon as I get on the freeway, we were in the back roads originally, so I topped it at like 55 was really the fastest I went because it just wasn't any safer on the road. So I'm on the freeway. As soon as I hit 60, it's just slam, 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 and it slows down to like 30, 35 miles an hour, and no shifting. I couldn't do anything to get it to go faster than that. Bunch of smoke coming out the back. So I pull over. My friend's behind me. He's got to get back to go to work, and I'm like, okay, well, all right, what do I do? Do I go back? I can't give him the money, or I can't go back and ask for the money. Give him the car back because I'm not gonna find one that has all the stuff I want. Okay, you know what? I'll start it again. I'll start driving home. Everything will be fine. It was just a little hiccup, no issue. So I started up, start driving. Okay, it's going all right. I get up to 50. It's going okay. I hit 60. Slam, slam, slam. And same, bunch of I think it was white smoke, pouring out. Slow down again. So I pull over. I'm like, all right, well, I gotta get it home somehow. So we ended up driving, instead of the freeway going 60 miles an hour, we went Old Highway 99 from Bellingham to Linwood, which I don't know how many miles it is, but it took like 3 hours. We're going like 35 miles an hour the whole way. He missed, I think he was late for work because he wanted to make sure I got home. He wasn't going to leave me, which I appreciate. Thanks, Joel. Yeah, and it's I've fixed all those issues since then, but it's been a fun journey. Our Impreza wagon. I miss Steve too. And that's what got me to fall in love with Subarus. It was snowy. I'm going down a hill, and there's those little yellow medians, dividing the lanes. And I am sliding, and I can't stop, and I go over that. And I'm like, okay. It was my first all-wheel drive experience. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll just drive forward. And I couldn't. I'm like, okay. If I can't go over this, if I'm stuck on this, what's the point of all-wheel drive? And then I'm like, okay, well, then I put it in reverse and it backed over, no problem. Never had any issues since. And after that, I'm like, all right, let's go spin around and do some circles. I got to feel this out a little more. So that got me hooked on Subarus. And I still love cars, but there's just something about the all-wheel drive, the versatility of it. You can go off-road with it. It's just a lot more than just, driving on the streets. They go camping. It's just, I don't know. So the Subaru got me hooked. So, once I got it home, the first thing I did, maintenance-wise, I had to clean the gas tank out. I kept going, getting new fuel filters, and it would just, it would run good for a day, and then it would get clogged again, and it was just, I got sick of the routine. Oh, put a new fuel filter and go buy, it just got old. So I had it taken to a place that could take a look at it. I get to call it hot dip. They take the tank out and they dip it in some chemical bath and clean all the rust off, and then coat it with something that I don't know about to make it good and solid. So when I got it, They said they were surprised it was running. There was so much. It was about a quarter of the tank was just full of just rust and just shit, basically. So they cleaned all that out, and I got it back, and it was running great. It was so much. I could, going up a hill, I didn't have to think, okay, got to make sure the RPMs don't get too high. I can't, give it too much gas or it'll start choking and dying. So it was nice to be able to drive it again. But it was still, the interior was just kind of this brown, beige, 80s, it was just boring. I wasn't really, I liked that I was in the Brat, but it wasn't as fun to drive as I wanted it to be because it was still the old carbureted, slow engine. So I went, my wife was at Joann's, and I was bored. I didn't know what to do, just looking around at fabric, and I was thinking, well, I should put some fabric on the inside, let's see what they have. So I'm thinking, maybe digital camo, maybe, something kind of, that'll be cool. And then I walked in, and it was Spider-Man caught my eye. So I got Spider-Man, like, I'll do that. I did the headliner and Spider-Man, and then it just kind of took on a mind of its own. I got Ninja Turtles on the doors and all that, and it made it a lot more fun to drive. A lot of people are like, why would you do that? I'm like, it's different. Everyone else does the same thing. I'm trying to, spice it up a little bit. I got some speakers in the back that I mounted up for car shows also, because you're sitting there, and some people show off their their music here and there. They sit inside and listen to it, but if I'm sitting outside, I want to be able to hear it too. So there was just some dead panels that open up into the body of the truck, and there's nothing in there really. It's a passage for wiring, but it's empty for the most part. So I drilled some holes in the panels, threw some marine speakers on there, and wired them through a switch to the stereo, so I can listen to music while I'm sitting in the shade at car shows. So I just wanted, everyone online, everyone that has Brats or just old school Subarus in general, you either try to get the old turbos or you eventually do an EJ swap. So I did an EJ swap. Well, I guess I had it done. I pulled the engine and transmission. I did as much as I could, but I'm not the most mechanically inclined. I didn't want to put something together wrong, and I figured I'll just let a mechanic do all that. So I helped here and there, but I got an EJ in it now, and it is so much more fun to drive. I can go 70 and not really try and pay attention. Oh, we got to keep the gas pedal floored or you're going to be slowing down. I can accelerate up hills. It's got the 5-speed now too, so the gear ratio, I think the top gear is still the same RPMs when you're on freeway speeds, but it's a lot more. It's so much more fun. It's not slow and boring anymore, and it has the interior to make it fun on top of it. So it's kind of icing and cherry on top of the cake.
Thank you for watching this episode of Curious Car Callers featuring Ryan's Subaru Brat. Sadly, we weren't able to capture everything that he's done to the vehicle. Maybe in the future we'll do a recap video with whatever else he does to it. We are located in the Pacific Northwest area, so if you are interested in doing a video with us, feel free to shoot us a message, tell us what you got, tell us a little bit about you, etc. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay revved, folks.
Anything else?
That's good.
All right.